Hey dark-themed comics fans! Are you ready to take your love for comics and pop culture to the next level? Introducing DTC Shop, your ultimate destination for custom-designed t-shirts and awesome digital comics. Whether you're into horror icons, anime legends, or the dark and gritty world of the boys, we've got something for every fan. Our high-quality, 100% cotton tees let you wear your fandom with pride, while our digital comics bring you epic stories you'll be hard-pressed to find anywhere else. So why wait? Head over to DTC Shop now and gear up with the coolest merch and some of the most underrated comics in the game. Because being a fan isn't just a hobby, it's a lifestyle. And now, our feature presentation.
Written by James Kahoric, Hatchet brings the brutal, gore-filled world of Victor Crowley from the silver screen into the comic book pages, effectively capturing the essence of Adam Green's iconic slasher franchise. Known for its grisly violence, dark humor, and unique take on supernatural horror, Hatchet has become a cult favorite among horror fans. The comics delve deeper into the lore of Victor Crowley and the cursed Honey Island swamp, expanding on the mythology and offering fresh stories that pay homage to classic slasher films. The Hatchet comic series is based on the horror franchise created by writer and director Adam Green. The first Hatchet film, released in 2006, quickly became known for its homage to 1980s slasher films, earning a dedicated fan base. The story centers around Victor Crowley, a deformed, supernatural serial killer who haunts the Louisiana swamps and mercilessly kills anyone who dares enter his territory. As a character, Crowley is a relentless, silent monster in the tradition of horror icons like Jason Voorhees and Michael Myers. His backstory of betrayal, tragedy, and curse is central to the mythos of the Hatchet universe. Green's success with the Hatchet films inspired him to bring Victor Crowley into other media formats, including comic books, allowing for more gruesome stories and exploration of Crowley's origins and the supernatural elements tied to Honey Island Swamp. The comic series, launched by American Mythology Productions, has allowed Green and other writers to explore new dimensions of the character and the universe, while staying true to the film's signature brutality and dark humor. American Mythology Productions released the first Hatchet comic series in 2017, with Adam Green serving as a producer. The initial series, simply titled Hatchet, was well received by horror fans, especially those who enjoyed the films. The comics offered stories that were both original and deeply rooted in the Hatchet lore, providing a seamless transition from screen to page. The comics are known for staying true to the extreme violence and gruesome deaths that characterize the films. American Mythology has produced various Hatchet miniseries, each one delving into different aspects of the Hatchet universe, including prequels, sequels, and standalone stories featuring Victor Crowley terrorizing a fresh batch of ill-fated visitors to his swamp. Subsequent series and special one-shots have expanded the Hatchet mythology even further. The comics occasionally introduce new characters and situations while exploring more of Victor Crowley's cursed existence, the history of the swamp, and the urban legends surrounding Crowley. The consistency in tone and content across these series has contributed to the Hatchet comics' appeal, cementing them as a successful horror extension of the film franchise. The Hatchet comics, much like the films, emphasize the themes of revenge, supernatural horror, and survival against insurmountable odds. Victor Crowley, as an undead killing machine with a tragic backstory, embodies vengeance and brutality. Themes of isolation and the unforgiving nature of the swamp create a hostile environment that mirrors Crowley's own rage-filled spirit. Stylistically, the comics are unapologetically graphic, using gore and violence as central elements. They evoke a nostalgic vibe reminiscent of classic slasher films, while also delivering a unique horror experience. The art and writing are tailored to make readers feel as though they're stepping into a cinematic world where death is inevitable, and survival is a rare exception. The comics often incorporate dark humor, which contrasts sharply with the blood and horror on the page. This balance between terror and humor has helped Hatchet carve out its niche in horror comics, resonating with fans who appreciate the blend of the macabre and the absurd. The Hatchet comics remain faithful to the films, featuring the same Victor Crowley that horror fans know and fear. Adam Green's involvement in the comic series production helps ensure continuity with the movies, preserving Crowley's backstory and personality. Many elements of the comics, such as the swamp setting, Victor's tragic origins, and his signature killing style, are directly tied to the films. The comics also expand on the movie lore, delving into Crowley's supernatural connection to the swamp and the cursed nature of Honey Island. They provide backstories and flashbacks that add depth to Crowley's character and the eerie mythology that surrounds him. By exploring the swamp's lore and Crowley's legacy, the comics provide new layers to the story, giving hardcore fans a more immersive experience that extends beyond the films. The Hatchet comics have made a significant impact on horror comics by faithfully translating a cult favorite horror film into an equally compelling comic series. Their success has cemented Hatchet as a horror brand, appealing to slasher fans who crave the combination of brutal violence and dark humor. The comics offer an expanded universe for Victor Crowley's character, providing stories that horror fans can appreciate even if they are not familiar with the films. For fans of slasher horror, the Hatchet comic book series is a must-read. It is celebrated not only for its faithfulness to the films, but also for its ability to stand alone as a horror comic that brings the slasher genre to life in the graphic medium. With its intense violence, supernatural lore, and darkly humorous tone, the Hatchet comics capture the spirit of the franchise while offering fresh horrors to longtime fans and new readers alike. The Hatchet comic book series takes the beloved horror elements of Adam Green's films and successfully translates them into a medium where the brutality of Victor Crowley can be explored in even more detail. The series expands the Hatchet lore, offering chilling backstories, explorations of the swamp's curse, and creative tales that put new characters in the path of horror. For fans of horror comics and the Hatchet films, this series offers an engaging and gruesome journey into the heart of Honey Island Swamp and the relentless wrath of Victor Crowley.